Positively Muskegon, we are at the Family Promise with Marian McDermod, who is the Executive Director of Muskegon's Family Promise. Marian, thank you for taking a couple of minutes of the day, and you got a busy time coming up here. It's fundraising time.
It's always fundraising time, Andy. But this is our annual appeal time.
Sure. Talk a little bit about Muskegon's Family Promise. When did it start?
Well, we were established 6 years ago in November.
Yep.
And nationally, there's 188 Family Promise organizations.
Okay. And the mission is what with the Family Promise?
To help families experiencing homelessness.
And it happens.
It happens.
It happens to anybody.
People living on the edge, it can happen overnight, literally.
I'm new to this whole world because over the last couple of years, it's been an adjustment for me to, I don't necessarily want to say I was downsized, but I made a couple of choices that, one was great, so I'm going to take off and do this NASCAR thing, but then I came back, and instead of having that steady job that I've had since I was 19 or so, I bounced around a little bit. And you have to learn how to shuck and jive with bill collectors and mortgage people, and there are things out there that can help, but some people just can't get it quick enough.
That's right.
And what happens to that family that all of a sudden finds themselves without a house?
Well, if they don't have family to take them in, and with rent restrictions the way they are, families can't accept the other family members that may be homeless
Right.
if it violates their rental agreement. So they come to Family Promise.
And what sets Family Promise apart between, because there's the rescue mission, there's the Every Woman's Place, there's something for everybody, but yours is different. Talk about Family Promise.
Well, Family Promise accepts families and keeps them together.
Okay.
Keeping families together at this critical time, it's a crisis in their lives.
Sure.
It's not the time to separate them. And I have to admit, most of our families are families with long-term relationships, but not necessarily married.
Yeah, and today's definition of family doesn't necessarily have to be what we knew growing up.
Absolutely.
Families can be anything.
That's right.
And they change over time.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I got this family. It's amazing. It's more brothers and sisters than I ever thought I could count.
You lucked out.
I did. I did pretty good. But they really face being separated just because they lost their house.
Absolutely.
That's not the case here.
Nope. We keep families together. We have a real unique program. We have the families that stay here during the day at the Family Promise Day Center.
Okay.
And when they're here, they have casework services. We set goals. We have expectations. We also provide classes like budgeting, nutrition, civic engagement. There's a ton of things that families can learn.
Families get to that point, and you're in here to. Where does that disconnect start for them in their lives, where they don't understand budgeting and they don't understand?
Well, but you learn what you were raised with.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And if you weren't raised with it, you don't know it.
Sure.
We just had a dad, one of our great success stories. In fact, we feature him on our annual appeal letter.
Yep.
But Mark and his two little kids, 4 and 6 years old, lost their house, became homeless. Mom couldn't deal with homelessness, so she left the whole family. So Mark is here in Family Promise with his 2 little kids. He took the budgeting class, now knows how to budget, does grocery shopping lists, and knows how to feed the kids. These are all skills he learned at Family Promise, not from his mom and dad like you would ordinarily think.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has that kind of mom and dad, or even that kind of, home life.
It's kind of hard to believe.
Well, to have my job for a while, you wouldn't find it so hard to believe. But if you don't have those skills growing up, or learn those skills growing up, you got to learn them someplace.
Sure.
So, and he increased his credit score by almost 100 points.
I could use that.
And he saved, while he was here, he saved $1,000.
Did he really?
Yep, and he's employed.
Awesome.
Come on, no, he was employed
Yeah.
coming in.
Right. I get it completely.
Yeah, and he's not a slacker.
No.
He's not what, and most of our families,
Yeah.
they're not what you think of as homeless. They're not the guy on the corner holding the sign saying,
that guy.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. That's enough of that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about, too.
Yeah. But
Tell me about your building. We are in an old nursing home.
we're in an old nursing
And
home.
where is it located here in town?
It's 1275 Kenneth,
Yep.
but we're on the corner of Kenneth and Catawba,
Okay.
right across from a nice park.
Yep.
And it was donated to us by Christian Care.
Okay.
They moved out, but had a brand new building and gave us this one.
And it's really a nice building. It basically gives these people an apartment to live in.
Well, it gives them, the room is this size,
Okay.
so maybe 14 by 14. And they spend the daytime hours at Family Promise.
Yep.
5 o'clock, the Family Promise van picks them up and takes them to a host church.
Okay.
And we have 15 host churches, and they provide an evening meal and overnight accommodations, and at 6 the next morning, they're right back here.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What's we kids? Talk about the kids that you serve here.
The reason I do what I do.
Really?
Oh, I love kids.
Yeah.
I have 6 grandchildren. They're all out of town.
Hey, me too. Only 2 of mine are out of town.
Oh, but you get a chance to cuddle.
Sure.
But you do this because you want stability for the kids.
Yeah.
And that's when you're helping the parents learn the things they need to learn. That's the thing that they do it for their children.
And it's going to get passed down to those kids.
Yes, it will.
Hopefully break the cycle.
Well, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So we have an 88% success rate.
Wow.
Which beats our national average, I think, is 65%. So we're way ahead.
Way ahead.
So
Do people, if people want to be involved, do they come down here to volunteer? Can they? How can they be involved?
They can. Well, actually, right now we're looking for 2 additional churches.
Okay.
So if they're active in their church at all, have them poke their pastor a little bit and say, why aren't we a Family Promise church?
Yep.
So it takes about 30 volunteers, and each church hosts between 2 and 4 times a year.
Okay.
So for a week at a time, and it fulfills the church's mission.
Sure. It helps a lot with that.
Yeah.
And it's an easy step.
And it's because they're doing it in their own facility.
Sure. Let's talk about funding of this program. How do you find the amount? I mean, and it can't be cheap to put something like this together. Talk about the funding.
It's about $100,000 a year program.
Okay.
And it's all donations.
Really?
All donated.
No federal, no state?
No federal, no state.
No county?
No county.
No city?
No city.
Private donations?
Private donations.
Do you find that the donations come from corporations? Do they come from individuals? How does it work?
Individuals and churches are our biggest source.
So that's a good way. But you wouldn't turn down a corporate donation?
I wouldn't turn down 2 cents.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to be a part or know a little bit more about it?
All they have to do is call 231-747-8855.
And they'll talk to you?
They'll talk to me.
Right to you?
Right to me.
No secretary, no monkey shines, nothing?
Secretaries cost money.
Yeah, they do. We've talked once or twice in the past about the work you've done here, and to me, it's remarkable. I know Grand Rapids has a Family Promise.
Yes, it does.
I know Muskegon has got one as well, and it's not like we're comparing by any stretch of the imagination, because the mission is equally important anywhere.
Yes.
But here in Muskegon, this is one of those great things that goes on that people probably don't know about, and we want to tell the story a little bit better. So, do me a favor, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we'll keep following your story, and we'll keep telling it, and that funding will come, and what you're doing for families is remarkable. And to have that kind of education and that kind of teacher here in Muskegon, I think it speaks volumes of our community and you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, and we're going to take a walk through the rest of the place and see a little bit more about, you convert a nursing home into a homeless shelter. It's amazing. What a great repurpose.
Hey, don't waste anything.
Don't waste anything. Marian McDermod, it's Muskegon's Family Promise. You can find out all the details right here on Positively Muskegon. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Andy.
Absolutely.